Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a little bit because I was on vacation. Yay! Love vacation. I'm going to do a few videos on my vacation, and the one I'm starting out with is I don't talk about race on my channel. I mainly keep it light, and I like to do things I enjoy and have fun at and try new products and show you things that I love. But I don't go into race or things of that nature. Today I am, because of the vacation I went on, and I think that some of you guys would like to know, because you're interested in knowing if you choose to go and visit this place. So those of you who watch my channel, I told you I was going to Japan, which is crazy and was, first off, amazing. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to start off with doing a Japan travel series. I'm going to try and release them all together, and some may be sporadic because I didn't think of certain things, but I'm going to start off by talking about being Black in Japan and visiting for the first time. So, yeah, let's talk about being Black in Japan and visiting. I have some notes written down of things I want to tell you, but I'm also gonna kind of just talk to you about my experience. And disclaimer, this was our experience in Japan. Yours may be different. Everybody's experience with just people is different, but this was my experience, and so I wanted to share it with you, and hopefully it helps you to figure out if Japan is somewhere you want to visit. So yeah, but yes, I kind of just want to tell you my feelings and how it went for me. So first off, yes, we were different. It was obvious. Japan is Asia, and mainly Asian people are there. Japanese, there are of course some Chinese and Koreans, but they're all Asians. There are some Westerners there that you'll run into, but not a lot. So yes, we were different, but I didn't feel different in the way that as a Black American you can feel different. So it was an interesting feeling. People didn't stare at us. They were very kind. Yeah, it was an interesting feeling. I'm still having that feeling now. And I've been telling them, came back yesterday, and I'm just like, wow, it was a different feeling. Sometimes being a Black American, it's okay to be different. Of course, everybody is different in their own way. But of course, here in America, with our torrid history, it's not about being different more or less. It's more about being, there's stereotypes about you that when people see you, they just assume, such as, what Black people are and what they aren't, and what to expect from a Black person in America and what not to expect. So, for example, here in America, Black individuals can experience, I'm saying this because I understand that my audience isn't all Black Americans, so I'm trying to inform as well as I talk about this, so that I don't just think that you guys know what I'm thinking and what Black Americans' experience is. And this isn't all Black American experience, by the way. This is just some. Everybody has their own experience. I want to keep saying that because I'm not speaking for all Black people. Not speaking for all Black people. And in this video, I'm not trying to be PC, just so you know, politically correct. I just want to make sure everyone understands this is my experience and not the experience of all Black people. Let's take a sip of Dr. Pepper. Anyway, sometimes, so for example, in Japan, someone could move their seat. And here in America, if someone especially someone of a different race, you sit down and they get up and move to another seat. Okay, it's because I'm black. That is the concurring theme. You know, I don't smell, I don't look weird where I'm, you know, my clothes are falling off. It's because of my race that you've moved over. That can be a thought. Whereas in Japan, someone moves over, that's happened to me twice, and they were letting my husband sit next to me because my husband was standing up. And I looked over, I said, thank you, arigato. And he goes, you know, it wasn't a racial thing. It was just, saw the person you're with, seemingly the person you're with is standing up and there's a seat on the other side. I'll just move over, which was very kind. I feel like sometimes my own thoughts of race being, you know, a black American, from a black American perspective, I think certain things may be happening that are racial, but aren't racial at all in Japan. So our own biases here in America, oh, this person is following me, which I've had that happen, not frequently, but I've had a clerk follow me to see if I'm going to steal and what have you, and it's not a pleasant experience. And you know, the whole, can you afford this? This is such and such amount of money or what have you. That's not a pleasant experience. That didn't happen in Japan. Now, we were in Japan for 8 days, and we went from Kyoto to Tokyo, and that didn't happen once. I did this. I even in stores purposefully put my hands in my pockets while I was walking through, just to kind of see if anyone would kind of follow me or trail me or make sure their eyes were on me, to make sure I wasn't stealing, which I've never stolen anything. And that didn't happen. I could feel comfortable putting my hands in my pockets and not thinking as if, oh no, you know, don't put your hands in your pockets as a black person when going through a store sometimes, because it can be perceived that you may steal something based on a person's stereotype of you or what they know of black people, or it's a thing where as black Americans we can sometimes have a tendency to overcompensate here in America because of the perception of what you're going to do or what they think you're going to do or what have you. So I don't put my hands in my pockets normally when I'm in stores, because I do not want to be perceived as I'm going to steal something, even though I've never stolen anything in my life. Not that I recall as a kid, I don't think so. As an adult, I've never stolen anything. And so, yeah, it was a different feeling. It was just a different feeling. And I was trying to be mindful of not to let my experience here in America make me overcompensate and do things I would normally do here in America to do in Japan. And we just did not feel discriminated against at all. It was like we were invisible, kind of. Yeah, we were different, but no one stared at us. If they stared at us, it was because I was looking at them and they looked back at me. They were doing their own thing. And it was just a crazy feeling of, in all honesty, this was the biggest thing that blew my mind in Japan, is that they didn't care I was black. They didn't care. Yeah, they did not care. They're living their lives. Am I saying there are no racist Japanese people or no? I'm not saying that people are people. What I am saying though, that our big experience, we did not experience that in 8 days. We didn't experience that on the train station. We didn't experience that at our hotel, which we stayed in a very nice hotel, we didn't experience us walking in there and people saying, someone asking us, oh, do you stay here? Or can I see your key card? Or nothing of that. The first couple of days we were in our hotel, hi, Konnichiwa, welcome back, good to see you. Oh, breakfast, people were so kind. And yes, they're in the hospitality industry, but people here in American hospitality industry are kind and they're welcoming, and they'll say, oh, welcome to such and such. In Japan, they are like, we're so happy you're here, and it was just really nice. It was really nice. That was within the hospitality part. Now, everyday people, they were just living their lives and they didn't give two hoots about us. They just didn't. And I like, my husband said something. He goes, you love Disney. I love Disney. For those of you guys who don't watch much, I love Disney. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but when I do talk about it, I can go on a tangent. Best part about Disney is that it's its own world and it's amazing, and everyone's on vacation. You see the kids and people aren't thinking about real life. That's kind of how Japan was to some extent, in the fact that it wasn't, magical, nothing like that, like Disney. But what it was a feeling of, I'm black here, I'm different here, but I'm not. And yeah, it's still blowing my mind. I keep talking about it with my husband, like, oh my gosh, the feeling there totally just makes me want to visit more Asian countries, but not just that, non-Western countries. The feeling of just, it's okay. You don't have to have those guards up that you have in America. And it was weird because we weren't discriminated against at all. And there wasn't any looks. It was actually to the contrary. And we did have people who were curious. So we had some teenagers who were waving at us and we just waved back and smiled and, but the main thing I got from Japan was that they didn't care I was black. They didn't think I was going to steal. They didn't think I was dangerous. They didn't have these preconceived notions of being afraid of me or what have you that we sometimes can get used to in America, or we have gotten used to in America as being a black American. And I just felt super safe. There's a lot of corridors and alleys in Japan, but we would walk down them, feel just completely safe. Completely safe. The police were there around. It wasn't, they didn't look at us any differently. I would do that to them. They bowed, same thing. It just, the overwhelming feeling between me and my husband was the fact that, wow, Japan wasn't just a breath of fresh air as an African American. It was a Disney-esque type of open door type of, oh, did you know that people don't care that you're black here? Whereas here in America, everywhere I go, there is yes, I'm black. I can't, I have to make sure they understand I'm a nice person and get past all the preconceived notions. Whereas in Japan, it seemed like they just didn't care. And I had to kind of get rid of some of my biases and kind of get rid of, not biases concerning Japan, but concerning, make sure I don't do this and make sure I kind of, no, I was just myself and I didn't have to overthink things, and it was lovely. So if you are a black person looking to visit Japan, I would say, oh my gosh, you would definitely do it. It's not something I'm trying to explain it, but it's a feeling. It's just a feeling that's amazing. And to not, if you're American, not to take your American ideals of, oh, you know, here, if a person looks at you like that and what have you, it can mean certain things. In Japan, no, they don't care. And it was weird because once we got back on the plane to come back home, we were like, okay, we're leaving Japan. We saw, you know, a form of slight racial, you know, tension, you know, as we were on the plane. There were Westerners on the plane, and you know, yes, I'm a Westerner, but when I say Western, I mean Caucasian and black people. And you could see, you know, the woman clutch her purse because she was sitting next to the black guy, and it was just, oh, I was just like, oh man, you know. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe she didn't clutch her purse because, you know, she was sitting next to the black guy. But that's a part of American, unfortunately, American culture towards black people. And I love the fact that no one clutched their purse around my husband in Japan. No one clutched their purse around me. It wasn't even a thing. And I know I was just on vacation for 8 days, but it was so eye-opening as to how you can feel comfortable by not having all of these preconceived notions put on you, and things that you have to try and get beyond or go around or try and make people feel comfortable. Or even though you haven't done anything, it's because I'm black, you think of me a certain way and I have to first get past that. And in Japan, I didn't have to do that. And it was lovely. It was lovely. And I would definitely recommend going to Japan if you're black to visit. And yeah, so I hope all of that made sense. And Japan was amazing. So yeah, I will be releasing some more videos, but they're going to be separate because you guys know how I like to search YouTube for specific things. But I'm going to be releasing them around the same time because I'm not going to give you guys 5 weeks of Japan series. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Yeah. Japan was awesome. It was amazing.